মরে যাক এসে এসে।
Okay.
Real life.
Yes. Hello and welcome to the post-match live show of the second
Post
ODI between
match?
India. Hey, sorry, pre-match. Sorry. Hello and welcome. I just did a gargi. Hello and welcome to the pre-match live show of the second ODI between India and Ireland. So in the first match, India won, but Ireland, I will say, fought decently, especially with the bat. But with the ball, I think they could have done better, especially after taking 4 wickets. But overall, I think Tejal and Pratika batted well, and India won the game. Now on to the second one. Trishadi, what's your expectation? Again, a fight from the Irish, or today India will do much better, especially with the bowling, because bowling has been an area that I think India could have improved.
Exactly. And against Ireland, I don't even think it's about winning or losing. I mean, yes, if they lose, then that would be a huge thing. But
Mhm.
against Ireland, it's about testing your bench strength. That is where I
Yes.
think the bowlers have kind of disappointed. Also, I'm very happy to see that on one end our Kolkata Derby live is going on, and at the
Yes.
other end we are doing the Indian
I,
women's.
I I just came from that live. I just came from that live.
There you go. There you go. It's brilliant, the way we cover multi-sport. But to be honest, Snehashish, yes, we won, but not a convincing win.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Absolutely. I think
Ireland does have India has won the toss and decided to bat first. Arey, why? Bowl first and finish the whole game.
no. Already Ashim Hans commented again expecting 120 question mark.
I'm since Ireland is chasing, maybe yes.
No. Okay, so now the talking point will be: is there any changes or not in the playing 11?
Ideally, Smriti should be rested. I mean, Smriti is continuously playing. Smriti. I think once India wins today, probably. But if Smriti is rested, Deepthi as the captain is again a question mark for me. So, yeah. Otherwise, ideally, if you see, it's not exactly testing your bench strength as far as batting is concerned. I mean, Tejal had proved herself already. It is about the bowlers. It's a lot
Mm.
about the bowlers, and that is where Snehashish, I've thought our bowlers have not been up to the mark.
Absolutely. I think your prime fast bowler is Renuka Singh Thakur. Even I think apart from that one performance recently against West Indies, I think she has been pretty ordinary for the last 1.5 years. So when you got to see that, okay, for this Ireland series, we have a new pair of fast bowler, Sahili and Saima, both come from Mumbai. So there was expectation, okay, against Ireland, I think they will perform better, all, and that will give them a huge confidence. And to the team also, okay, now we have a backup if someone is not doing that much good for so long, so we can use them. But I think in the first match again it was pretty clueless bowling. Yeah, I think Sally bowled decently, bowling continuously wicket to wicket length, but not that much vicious to take in wicket, because ultimately you need wickets to give that pressure to your opponent, especially in the power play overs. But again, the same problem happening. I think since the T20 World Cup, we have been pointing this out. I think in this Australia game, we did pretty well in the Sharjah wicket, because that the wicket helped bowlers a lot with the new ball under the lights. But overall, I think taking early wickets in the power play has been an area that India should have improved by now. But error continues. By the way, Trishadi, in the meantime, Ireland women spinner Jaime Maguire reported of suspected bowling action.
I was thinking it.
Okay.
I was thinking so
Yes.
last game
So
because I feel
yeah,
that
she can bowl. She can bowl right now, but within 14 days, she needs to prove that it's a legal bowling action. So let's see. So it's a very
yeah,
interesting.
I have been an umpire, so that's why
Mm,
last game, if you remember when we were talking in the office, I was like, "How
mm,
is she bowling?" And when I said, "How is she bowling?" it basically meant somewhere it felt that the action was a little weird. Now, whether it's
mm.
chucking or not, that we have to of course wait. We can't call that
Yes.
immediately because there's a particular degree and all that there. So
Mm-hmm.
but honestly, I don't think Maguire is that good a bowler that the Indian batter somehow made her seem like a brilliant bowler. That part is also there. So it's kind of funny.
That is a habit of both Indians men and women's team to make someone a big bowler.
Yeah, that's true, and to get people back in form, because I was just watching the
Absolutely.
Ashes women's ODI, and
Oh.
in the comms, in fact, Lisa Stalekar was making the point that Ash
Mm.
Gardner has been out of form apart from one series, and guess which series that was? Of course, the India series. It, but again, as in the live title, Snehashish, I wanted to discuss certain areas. That is where, first of all, let's talk about Titash Sadhu.
Mm.
Titash, I have always kept her, or spoken very highly of her, because as a bowler I have rated her highly.
Mm.
But do you think after coming back from the injury, she seems a little off color? Or is it also because of the fact that she has been in the team, out of the team, dropped, not confident enough to probably try all her variations, or is she not getting the proper field?
I will say mixture of both things because it's very problematic for any player to to be in and out of the team. In the West Indies series we saw that she played one game, then didn't play the other game, then again she got selected for the other game. So I think it happens, but I think in the previous match, post-match live show, we both discussed that I think it was quite a ordinary or casual approach from all the aspects of Team India. I think whether it is batting, whether it is bowling, I think they didn't expect Ireland to be that good, especially with the bat. I think that is why I think that was very evident in their bowling also. I think Titas could have done better, especially with the line and length. I think see, I think if you see the first 2 overs, she was not bowling that corridor. That
Keep the
corridor.
graphics. We'll talk about it. You keep the graphics. Let's say Ashish complete. Yeah.
Yes. So in that corridor, but I think after 2 overs she got the understanding, understood the pitch, and then she pitched up the ball and she got the wicket. But again, when Sali was bowling, she was bowling wicket to wicket, but was not managing that pressure to continue. So ultimately, that got affected to Titas also, because the support from the other end is very much needed for any kind of bowler to keep going with that kind of momentum. So I think overall, I think it was a very casual approach for everyone. I think in the first match, because no one have thought it. Even we didn't thought it that Ireland would have batted that much brilliantly while opting to bat first. But hopefully in this match, India will be much more prepared, especially with the bowling attack.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, if you can read out the team, of course, unchanged, playing
Yes.
11 for a change, to be honest, because India rarely goes unchanged. In the last
Yes,
few
I
games,
think
though, that has happened.
exactly. I think from the West Indies tour, West Indies series, I think some changes has been seen in this thing at least that we can continue with the same playing 11 at least for 2 or 3 games. So I think that is a only positive that I am seeing recent times. I am very happy. but but yeah, unchanged 11 another good opportunity for someone like Pratika. I think Harlin also it's an opportunity because she has come back from the injury. Tejal obviously another opportunity. Sali should have done better in the first game and hopefully today Saima again. So good opportunity for all these players.
Absolutely. I think brilliantly put by Snehashish. And I completely agree with Snehashish that, be it Sayali or be it Saima, I'll talk about Titash first. I thought Titash
Hmm.
was a little short,
Hmm.
the first spell. And the worst part, I think, about all three bowlers they were all over the pitch. It
Yes.
wasn't one cluster, they were bowling all over. That has been, um, that has been a problem with the Indian bowlers. With Sayali, she has a good short ball, but
Hmm.
he also has to remember that Gabby Lewis and Leah Paul both are good players of the pull shot. That has to be careful. But apart from Sayali bowling straight, my question was, if Sayali was supposed to bowl straight, and that is the line actually Sayali bowls, and she's good at it, then why didn't you have a deep mid wicket straight up? You know,
Hmm.
that is where I think the casual approach point comes in, where you did not expect Ireland to tackle the poor deliveries, or if while going straight while bowling straight, if Sayali strays down the leg stump, and especially because she's an in swinging bowler, the length will be of course towards the leg side. Neil, you can remove the graphics, we have spoken about it. But yeah, as I said, that is where you had no protection, so that kind of showed a little bit of casualty at one end. But one thing good was when Smriti came out in the post match.
Hmm.
Unlike our regular captain, Smriti was very, very stern with her words that if they were 56 for 4, we should have bundled them out below 170 or 180, whatever she had said. And rightly put, Snehashish, good to see a captain coming out and taking responsibility.
Yeah, I think after the T20 World Cup, the only point that we have been bragging out that accept your mistake. I think okay, you have done the mistake, but please accept it, and okay, we'll try our best to rectify that as quick as possible. So that was good to see that your captain Sriti Mandana came out to the post match and accepted that we should have done better with the ball, because see, everyone knows on paper you are a far much better team against compared to
Absolutely.
Ireland, and especially when you're playing in India, and that is also 50 over format. In 20 over format, anything can happen on any particular day. Anything can happen, any team can beat anyone, what I believe. So I think in a 50 over format, playing in home conditions, you are team India playing against Ireland, with all due respect, you had to perform better. So I think it was good to see that your captain accepted that with the ball they should have done better. But obviously, that thing also gave that opportunity, to see how Tejal batted under that pressure. Because I am repeatedly saying that thing, that after that, fourth wicket of Jemima, things could have gone worse if one or two more wickets could have, taken by the Ireland players. So I think overall, I think that gave that opportunity platform to Tejal to play that kind of knock, and it will be a huge boost to her confidence, and obviously for the team management going forward. But yes, it was good to see that Shriti was accepting that there was a mistake, and hopefully they will rectify in this match.
Right. If we can see the Ireland team, because there are two changes in the Ireland team, Neil.
Okay.
Sarah Forbes, Gabby Lewis,
Mm,
Orla
mm,
Pendergast, Lee
mm.
Paul. Oh, interesting. They are not playing Maguire.
Okay,
Laura
yes.
Ava Canning, Christina Riley, Arlene Kelly, Georgina Dempsey, Freya Sargent, Elena Dalzell. One change I can definitely see, that's Maguire not playing. What is the other
Mm.
change? Wait,
I
just give me
think I think Dempsey playing today. Dempsey didn't play the first match. I think
Sarah
is the
Forbes.
wicket keeper got
Oh,
changed.
no. Una Raymond Hoye is not playing,
Yes, yes. I think the wicket keeper comes
and
in place of her.
no, wicketkeeper last match also was
Same.
Christina.
Oh, really?
Who-
Okay,
uh,
okay.
yeah, you are confused because the actual name is Christina Coulter really, and
Oh, yes. Full
because
name.
for
Okay,
graphic
okay.
purpose, so
Yes, yes,
yes.
yes, yes, yes. Hmm.
So who all have come in? Ava Koenig has come in place of Raymond Ho, and in place of Amy Maguire, Alana Dalzell
Denzel.
has.
Yes, yes.
I think Eva Koenig actually is a better batter than okay, the names are a little tough, but anyway, Una Raymond Hoy, because Una Raymond Hoy has a basic technical issue, which is what would not really help her, is that her head keeps falling whenever she plays those in swinging deliveries. I think Eva
Hmm.
Canning has a lot more technical prowess than Una, so they have strengthened their batting. Alana Dalzell, I have not much. I haven't seen much of Alana, so claiming that I know much of her would be a lie, and let's not do that. So that's there. Eva Canning, in fact, is a bowler as well, so that will kind of strengthen, because we had seen, Laura Delaney was bowling very poorly in the second innings, gave away a lot of runs. Um, Neil, let's take a few questions because I can see some very good questions here. Asim Hans, do you think the team will have any idea to counter the Irish sweeping on spin? I'm certain the rest of the batters will have taken a cue from Gabby Lewis in the last match. Snehashish, countering the sweeping.
Uh, yes. Do you think? I think the first question, Irish sweeping on Spain. I think this is the topic that me and Trishadi were discussing for the last 2 days. Comparing that what happened to Brooke Halliday thing in T20 World Cup. I think Brooke Halliday, you all know that player from New Zealand. In the World Cup, she played some cameos, some important cameos, especially in the final also. But maximum runs of her came through sweep. Either it is conventional sweep, either it is reverse sweep. But the thing that in the India match we saw that okay, she scored only 16 runs, but two boundaries that she hit, it came from that region only through sweeps. So somehow in that match also India struggled to identify that quickly before conceding 16 runs, because that is not a new thing that happened for the first time in that match. After the final, when we all asked her that what was the game plan between to go for the sweep shot against spin, so she said from the Bangladesh series I have been planning this, I have been trying, so hopefully it came rightly in this World Cup. So what is my point, that when you are going to play against a certain team, you check individual players that what is her strength or weaknesses. So so when you go to the clips of Brooke Holiday, you should have had that understanding that okay, this player is trying for the sweep shot, especially against spinners, in whatever the conditions is, that is the way for her to score runs. So I think that in that case, as a captain or as a team, as a bowling unit, you should have done better. From the first ball onwards, you should have kept a fielder in that position where she will be refused to play that shot. She has to play, within the V region or something like that. Because because maximum dismissal of Brooke Holiday comes in the World Cup while going for slog to the mid on or mid off. So I think this has been a problem for Indian team also. I think they have not been that much of proactive before the match, and that much of prepared to tackle some of the individual players. Okay, see, when you are playing against West Indies, you obviously have plans against Halley Matthews or have a Deandre Doughty, but it's somehow Campbell is playing a knock of 43 or 50 runs. Suddenly you look, oh, I am clueless, I don't have any plan. So that shows that you
Correct.
are not prepared for every player, but you have to prepare
Correct.
for all 11 players. It's not like okay, these two players are dangerous, let's make plan A B C D E for this player, we have to take these wickets and we will win the game. But that doesn't happen. So I think you have to be more prepared. I think that is how you can counter this sweeping or any other problems, whether it is against spin or pacers, or certain of regular batter will have taken a cue from Gabriel. Yes, absolutely. I think Asimans mentioned that Gabriel is the way she played. Other batters will have to look to continue that in this match. But as I told that you have played one match, you have seen what mistakes you have done. Your captain has accepted that you should have done better. So hopefully in this match, India will come up with less much errors.
Absolutely, and that is the important part. You might have made a mistake, but
Yes.
important to rectify that. And these are the. I'm
Okay.
sure there are tall.
Indian
There
women
are
bowlers who
tall
can bowl
women
with pace.
bowlers who can bowl with pace. I think
I think this is
B7
a
utterly lacks scouting vision. Trisha, can you mention 5 points to reform Indian pace bowling? First point in domestic, let the pacers bowl. Let the pacers bowl for God's sake. Suri, the biggest problem is when we were. Just
in
give me one
domestic
second.
cricket. In
Hmm.
domestic cricket, your maximum play of the matches either goes to spinners, either goes to a batter.
Yeah, exactly my point. The point is when we were watching Suri, we were as you know, we were watching the senior women's match happening in Kolkata, and all the time, they would start with spinners. I
Mm.
understand the Indian wickets are slow, and that is where it's important that women cricketers should be given pitches which are fast, which help the pace bowlers. That is where we can build good pace bowling bench strength. And also, I feel the whole idea that spinners are wicket taking bowlers and pacers are second option when spinners are not taking wickets in the domestic has to be changed. And once that is changed, and then we'll be getting, that's I think point number one. Point number two is to maintain the pacers, because someone like a Titash injured, um, Pooja injured. So yes, Titash has made a comeback, but Titash was at the peak of her form when she had begun. But she had to go out because of the injury. Injuries can't be prevented, but they can be maintained. The workload management is important. Point number three, I think, also is how the captains look at pacers. When there is a partnership, last game, Smriti should have gotten Titash, because Titash was your best bowler
Absolutely.
in the first spell, to change it around a bit. And number four, and this is from the Pacers side, I feel, the Pacers do not really use the variations for Pacers. Even the last game, I was texting Snehashish, if you remember, we were texting that why are they rolling
Mm.
why are they bowling slower balls to Ireland batters? Annabelle Sutherland or an Ashley Gardner trying to hit you for
Yes.
sixes who are bowling slower, I get it. Why are you bowling slower balls to Ireland batters who are, you can bowl
Mm.
fast on the wicket or just on the fourth stump, get them to edge? That is a problem. Also, the fifth one is how the coaches think. This is where the bowling coaches become important, especially in the domestic level. We need proper pacers as coaches, mentors. Say for example, a Shikha Pandey can be mentoring one of the teams, because I don't know, I mean, looks like Indian team is not looking at her at this moment. And the other thing, of course, you need consistency and understanding in the selections. I mean, it's poor selections that Arundhati Reddy is not playing, you know, after taking so many wickets. And yeah, I mean, these are the 5 points. Neashish, you want to add something?
No, I think excellently described. I think about the scouting point, I just want to say that sometimes, selectors or scout, whatever you can tell, they come 1 hour, one and a
One
half hour
hour
late.
late.
Yes, for
Yeah.
the domestic matches. So I think the Pacers would have bowled na, no, for in that time. So I think they couldn't see the spinners.
Well said. Well said, Smriti.
When they comes, they see the spinners bowling in the middle over taking wickets. So they give their names only
Go
for
for
the selection. Yes.
absolutely.
Okay.
Next.
Samarthana is saying hello there. Please tell us about Tejal mode. Tushadi.
I think Tejal is a fantastic middle order batter. Of course, I
Mm.
would, add the word that a power hitter in the middle at that
Mm.
point, is an important. By the way, Samarth, the surname Raj, very closely. But the entire point is, I think, best part about Tejal is Snehashish, that she's a power hitter as well, you know.
Yes.
And in the middle at number 4, 5, to have someone like Tejal, I think is of course at four is Jemima, and with Jemima, I think Tejal will actually suit, because
Mm.
Jemima is those. I mean, she's a typical player who goes for the
Busy
gaps,
cricketer.
takes
Busy
singles,
cricketer.
doubles.
Yes.
Absolutely, busy cricketer
Mm.
is the word. In the initial phases, that is where Tejal can keep the run rate going with her,
Point.
big hits. And also, Tejal is a good player of spin, which most Indian batters are, because you play a lot of spin. So in the middle overs, to face the spinners is important. The other thing is she's a gutsy batter. When I say gutsy batter, you will see her first intent is to score runs from a particular
Mm.
delivery. And that is important. When people talk about intent, it is not about hitting sixes. I've repeatedly said this to a lot of young players that I speak to, that what, when you talk about intent does not have to be, oh, I have to hit a six or I have to hit a boundary. Intent is every ball needs to go for runs. If you don't get a 4, 6, at least you take singles. That is where I think Tejal is very, very effective as a batter. What I would like Tejal to improve is on the fitness, because that seems a little off. And when she's fielding, if she's in the boundary line, she has to attack the ball. Though it is not Tejal alone who we can point out about this mistake, but I'm just saying because Tejal is a, for me, Tejal is a complete batter in the middle order.
Absolutely. I think Simon Mitro, what about the fielding? Too many catches. I think this is
Mitro,
the
my God, Ashish, just because
I,
you're watching in the morning doesn't mean you will call people Simon Katic. It's Shimon Mitro.
okay. I think this is the topic that we have been discussing a lot. I just hopeful that after today's match we will not discuss about only about fielding. Hopefully, but 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 but
No,
this is the
today
thing
I
that
think,
happened.
see, the thing is, unfortunately, Indian fielding has become a lot about um, good cop, bad cop thing. One match
Yeah,
they're good,
yeah,
and then you're like, if they can feel like this, why were they dropping catches last match? And then next match, you will see them drop 5 catches, and you would be like, excuse me, what's wrong? But I think there are technical issues. There are a bit of attitude issues as well. Attitude in the sense, I'm not saying that somebody has an attitude. It's just that we don't attack the ball. Apart from Jemima Rodriguez, apart from Harleen Deval, you won't see Indian fielders attacking the ball. That is a
yeah.
huge problem. With Smriti, I think I had pointed this out in the post match that there is a technical issue. I think she takes the catch too low. That's one huge technical issue, because if you take the catch too low, the ball is already gone below your eye level, and controlling that is a problem. The other thing is, if she takes the ball that closely to
Mm,
her body, I mean, I have to literally get up and give a master class if I have to explain the whole thing. But the truth is, if she takes it that close to her body, there's no chance of that shock absorption giving while taking the catch. And that's why hard hands, the ball pops up.
bumped up.
But exactly, the hands become harder because you cannot give in to that pace of the ball, and it pops out. There have been instances where actually Smriti has caught the ball on that second instance when it has popped out. But
Mhm.
again, that's only possible if the hand is a little away from the body, because otherwise what happens is, like what happened last game, her, the ball dropped here, it hit her chest and it bumped off. So
Absolutely. Okay, Bhavan Modi commented too much ego between Shriti and Harmanpreet. Shriti is also not playing well. Shriti not playing well. Shriti is playing well currently, at least.
yeah, Smriti has had a 2024. What is too much ego between Smriti and Harmanpreet? We don't know. I
Ask
mean,
the right person.
ask the right person. Exactly. This follow up question: what can
Okay.
they do to improve strength and conditioning? How can they up their pace? Fantastic question, Suri. Are you a coach or something? I don't know. I mean, of course, there has to be a lot more. I think, Snehashish, there has to be a lot more NCA camps where the
Hmm.
bowlers can just have a separate pace bowling camp, where pacers can their strengths pacers can work on their strengths, and they can kind of um, improve their pace, because right now our pacers are not in the same level as say Australian pacers in
Absolutely.
pace and bounce. They have to improve that strength, shoulder strength. Also, I feel, again, this does not stand because of Jasprit Bumrah with a weird action bowls at 140.
Hmm.
But I do think that at times I feel our Indian bowlers get slow when they're coming towards the wicket and making that jump. There's a stop start, and
Hmm.
overall I think the pace part is very important. As Suri said, a lot of work needs to be done, to be honest, behind the scenes and in the gym.
Hmm. Absolutely. I think fitness is the main factor here. I think we have to be more, focused on that fitness thing to maintain that pace or maybe to improve that pace. I think I might be wrong, but what I remember that I think in a Dale Steyn interview, I think he said that my coach, when I came into, South African setup, international setup, oh, you all know that the raw pace that young Dale Steyn had in his young days. So I think his coach said that don't lose your pace. I think that is your X factor. I can teach you line and length, but I can teach you your pace. So, so, so,
Absolutely.
so in coming years, I can make you a top bowler by teaching you a good line and length where you should have bowled every time and then, but don't lose your pace while focusing on that thing. I think we all know how Dale Steyn, bowled for over the years for South Africa in every format of the game. So I think that is the main thing. I think for any coach, I think for these girls also, I think the pace is something that is natural to someone, and to improve that, you have to and therefore you have to keep your focus fully on fitness. I think that is the only way you can improve that. Otherwise, it happens. See, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, one example I am giving. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, initially
Top
he was
bowler.
bowled, yeah, he was used to bowl, I think, 135, 138, sometimes 140 also, with swing. As the year passed by, she now sorry as the year
He,
passed by, he now came down to 125. The swing is there. That is the only factor that
but the
keeps.
moment your pace becomes
Yes,
less, you are becoming less effective. And but also
exactly.
someone like a Titash, I think, Suri, the problem is once you're injured, that also becomes a
Hmm.
problem. I can tell
Yes.
you that because when my ankle injury happened for me, also the landing became a bit of a problem. But of course, Titash has made a comeback, and I would like someone like Titash, because Titash's balls come onto your bat a little quickly and push you that way. So I would like to see her probably working on her pace a little more. Trisha, it's interesting you question our pace bowlers bowling slower balls at the Irish. Smriti, in contradiction, was pleased with them for their bouncers and slower balls. So it seems to be a plan. Yeah, it of course seemed to be a plan. But what I'm asking here is, why was that plan? I mean, why can't you get Irish
Yes.
wickets with pace? That basically means you don't have pace enough, or you don't have faith enough in your bowling. Why do you need to bowl the slower balls, was my exact question. Bouncers I was absolutely pleased with, but again, because that part of the variation makes sense to me. Yes, we have to have proper fielders if we are going to bowl that channel, and that has to be a variation.
Yes.
You can't be bowling short, short, short and then a bouncer, because that nullifies your length is anyway short.
The
That is
short
where
ball has to be your variation delivery. Short ball
exactly,
cannot be your normal delivery.
your delivery. In the same way,
Yes.
slower balls have to be a variation. In
Variation,
six balls,
absolutely.
four cannot be slower balls. So even
Exactly.
if it was planned, it probably worked for them. I'm not sure. 238 does not tell me that it worked for them. Asim, so I understand what you're saying. It's a plan, but I don't agree with the plan. And I do think that plan helped Kelly to get those quick runs towards the end, because after a point you knew Indian bowlers are going to bowl slow, so you're prepared for it. So bouncers and slower balls are the variations you need to use. Bouncers and slower balls cannot be your balls in that entire over.
Absolutely. Okay, last comment, because India have started batting already 10
They've
runs in the
scored
first
10 runs
over.
also. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, Ayush, last comment. Should focus on improving batting and adjusting according to conditions, and also taking run rate up in the middle overs. Batting always disappoints in knockouts, is always Harman in knockouts, and no one else. Trishadi.
Well, yeah, that's true. I think Smriti needs to stand up in knockouts. That's one area. Should focus on improving batting and adjusting according to conditions. Absolutely. Yes, this is where I was talking about Tejal. Exactly what Ayush has said. That taking that run rate up in the middle overs, I think some a player like Tejal can do it effectively. Harman is there. Harman is experienced in the middle order, but someone like Tejal, because see, you cannot really ask Richa. I don't think Richa's role is to come out and bat like crazy
20
for
overs.
20 overs.
Mm.
Exactly. It has to be someone like a Tejal who takes it
Yes.
to the last 7 overs, maybe, or 10 overs, and there Richa comes out and goes bang bang every single ball out of the park. That is where I find one more thing very important here, Snehashish, where you can probably get in a Tejal is if you keep bowling Pratika, if you make Pratika and
Mm.
someone like a Yuvraj Singh role, and here
Yes.
I'm not saying Pratika is Yuvraj Singh. What I'm saying is
Yes.
Yuvraj, every match he bowled, he can
Yes.
give you 7 overs. If Pratika can give you 6, 7 overs, then that problem of getting in one extra batter will be solved. That is where I think India needs to work. But yeah, I think long way to go. I do not think that we are anywhere close to closing up on our, that is where I'm a little anxious, because I don't think we are anywhere close to closing on the 15 we need for the World Cup.
Absolutely. Okay, score prediction for today, Asim Hans.
Oh, I hope India gets 275. If you're batting first against Ireland, if you don't get anything more than 275, 300, then honestly, it's a little bogus,
Disappointing.
because yeah, I mean, look how Australia plays. If you have to be dominating like Australia against
Eh,
any
even
of
ev-
the
even a
sides.
strong England side looks weak against Australia.
Oh, seriously! I mean, the way England started, I thought we are going to have a good game in our bank, but no. I mean, England lost their way. Also, I thought some bit of poor captaincy from Heather Knight.
Hmm.
She did not bring in Sophie Eccleston at the right time. But having said that, England has still fought in when it comes to bowling. Australia is
Yes.
180 for 5. They still need 25 runs. Um,
And guess who
so
is batting? Ashley Gardner, 30 not out. Okay, so your play
yeah,
of the
of
match
course.
is sorted. Play of the match
Yeah,
is sorted.
yeah, of course. Gardner with 3 wickets and 30 not out is definitely your
Play
contender,
of
but a
the
good start. Healy as well. I think 70 of
yes,
78.
yes.
Mitchell Stark in the commentary box was brilliant. I think but
It's
again
so
England
good.
was
It is
poor in the
so good, na? Ki Mitchell Stark playing BGT, Elisa Haley, in the commentary box.
yeah.
Haley playing Ashes, Mitchell Stark in the commentary. It's so good.
Hashtag couple goals, as they say. I think it's wonderful. And the best part is, I think what I find the most wonderful is none of them are biased. Yes, they're
Yeah.
having a go at each other. I think Aliza Healy had an absolute go at Mitchell Stark about his golf, and Stark having a go at Healy about some
Uh,
a bit of temperament. But overall, the analysis is never on based on bias, so that part is good. But it's almost certain that Australia is going to win. For most people who do not know, Ashes, the women's Ashes, is basically a multi-format one, and every
yes.
game you win gives you points. I think
Points.
2 points for ODIs and T20Is, and 4 points for Test matches.
Yes.
So seems like Australia will start on a winning note. Australia has
But
has
but what
India.
we were discussing that day, Trishadi, that it will be very difficult for Georgia Bull to get a place in the playing eleven. It happened.
Yeah, I mean, who will you drop? You can't drop
Exactly.
Phoebe.
Exactly.
I genuinely
Exactly.
feel Phoebe Litchfield has underperformed. She's a much better
Hmm.
batter than what she has performed. But who are you going to drop? Alisa Healy. She's
Yes.
not only your captain, she's your wicketkeeper also. How will you say, okay, Healy, bye, we'll leave
Not
Georgia?
not everyone is Rohit Sharma, selfless captain.
Okay. But also selfless captain was not scoring runs. So that I
Oh
think
yes.
became easier.
Yes. Point
Healy, on
point.
the other hand, wasn't in that list. In
Yes.
any of the lists. Not scoring, selfless, nothing.
Okay. Okay. So that's for now. We have to
No,
leave.
not for now. What about you? You have to predict the score.
Oh,
Wow.
predict 290 for Team India.
And Ireland 291.
No. Ireland, I wish Ireland, but I expect again 150, 160 from Ireland.
Yeah,
At least.
I agree. 150 max.
Yes,
150,
at least.
160. Asim, be ready to kind of, let's see.
Yes.
Srishti, you thought it would be 150, or Chitra, you thought it would be 150. But yeah, I think
Uh,
I think our bowlers will learn quickly and adapt.
mm,
So Snehashish will be back for the post show,
definitely. Definitely.
and then you will say hello and welcome to the pre-show.
No. Mistakes happen. Mistakes happen.
Yeah, it's important to learn from those.
Yes.
So we'll be back for the post show, folks. Keep joining Rev Sports, because in between there's a live at 12 noon.
Hmm.
There will be videos, there will be match reports. So keep tuning in to RevSports Twitter, RevSports YouTube, RevSports.in website. Just make the entire day about rev sports, and you will be you will be updated about everything that's happening, almost everything that's happening in the sports world. See you at the end of India's match to discuss more, and hopefully on a happier note.
एकदम. चलो, bye.
Yeah, Neil